my name's Quinlan from MelbourneMusos, and this is not really shameless plugging. What it is, as you can see, you're seeing a whole shot with the name Evans on it, even my t-shirt. So what I want to talk about is actually these new heads that Evans have put out. About a year ago, I was sent this prototype. It had prototype on the skin, and it was actually a UVOne, and this is what this is, these skins. Now, so it's not just shameless plugging, I just have to explain something. This show probably would not exist without sponsors, you know, endorsers and all this sort of business. And what happens is I've been with the one drum kit company since 1997. So what's that, 22 on to 23 years. And I don't think I could do what I could do on MelbourneMusos and the drum show when it went interstate, when it's going interstate, all that sort of business without the support of these companies. So rather than being it being a shameless plug or whatever, what I want to do on today's show is tie up the shameless plugging with how to tune and how to re-head a drum set, you see. And what these are Evans level 360s. I've been using Evans heads 30 years, 32 years I think, and all that. And one of the things about things like endorsements, even before I get started with the subject of tonight's show, is one of the first questions you get from any prospective endorser when your band and you're looking for support with your band and your music from any way possible, just to get paid or just to get some equipment that you can produce your music on, is one of the first questions the endorsers want to know is, how long have you been using our equipment? Okay, rather than, hey man, can you give me some free stuff? It's not all about free stuff. It's about you working for it and then it working for you. And you have to be loyal. There's a word called loyalty. And what happens is these drum skins are loyal. I've had, at the moment, on Doris the drum kit here, I've got Evans G1s. And before I had them, I had the Evans calf tones for more vintage sound. And now I'm about to re-head the whole drum kit. Doris, you're getting a haircut. There you go. And what it is, it's a UVOne. Okay, UVOne. Let me read it to you. UVOne Code Fusion Pack 10, 12 and 14. I've got a few things here and a few drums to replace. But anyway, I will read this at you. The UVOne series is designed for the widest range of sonic possibilities while remaining the most durable single-ply drum head available. Single-ply. The painted UV, did I say painted? Patented, bleh, get my teeth right, Chris. The patented UV cured coating provides unmatched durability and consistency of texture, while the unique 10mm film delivers exceptional strength and versatility for a full range of musical applications. Sound profile, rock and jazz. Okay, now let me tell you something. With my beloved band, the Roof Riders, what it is it's Rimshot City, hard rockin' band, crack we go. I've had a Genera head, fantastic, still going, and in the past I've had a UVOne and I still used it. I just swapped it and put it on another drum. And it's a single ply. By rights I should have just put my stick through the skin months ago, you see, but I haven't. It's very durable, and there you go. One of the other things about this particular show that I do, because it is all about drums, is that 1 minute I'm doing metal, next minute I'm doing double kick, next minute I'm doing rudimental snare drum work, next week it's classical and all that. And what happens with the equipment is that I could easily just get double ply skins because I use Evans G2s on my gigging kit. That's Deidre, that's the white kit. But with Doris, what I have to do here is change her up for jazz, rock, classical, Latin, all these different things. Now, one of the things about a single ply head is that generally speaking, if you take, say, a G1 and then in this kind of context, a UV1, which is the new U-Butte thing, what happens is that you've got a fairly live head. And when you've got a live head and you're going into the studio, it's very easy to put a little bit of gel on the skin or an E-ring or whatever it is to dampen the drum down if need be. But if you've already got a dry head, right, there's nothing you can do with it. All you can do is make it drier, okay? So one of the old tricks of the trade back in the day, before we've had moon gel and all this other stuff, is that if the engineer comes through in your headphones and says, "Those drums are a bit live, Chris, can you dampen them down a bit?" All that sort of stuff, click. What you do, I haven't got it with me, but you just take your wallet and you put it on the end of the drum. And you say, "Is that okay?" That kind of thing. When I did the new album for the Riff Raiders, the recording late last year, December 2018, we spent about 20 minutes finding the right place for one piece of moon gel, you see. And then it was perfect. It was fine. But the heads were fine. I didn't have to retune. I didn't have to do a thing. That's the way they worked. You work for it, it works for you. So this is my little pep talk, an introduction to this episode of Melbourne Musos. And I hope I'm explaining this shameless plugging, you see. Because one of the things about drum skins, it defines your sound. One of the things that sadly happens sometimes, but it's what we have to do, is use the beloved share kit. Okay, you're doing a gig at the local dirty pub. It's wonderful, don't get me wrong, but oftentimes you have to use a share kit, and they're flogged. They're flogged, and I often ponder the idea of a guitar like Hendrix, Strat, you know, that kind of thing. Jimmy Page, Les Paul, double neck Gibsons, you know, that kind of thing. Also Telecasters, you know, that kind of thing. So a lot of guitarists will have their signature sound, their effects rack, and that's the sound of the band. You can always tell the difference between Hendrix, Jeff Beck, Jimmy Page, everybody else, Jack White for that matter, all that sort of stuff. But when it comes to a drummer, it really takes a lot of technique, really, to try and create your own sound on a kit that's been flogged. And oftentimes what goes on is that the share kit, with its old skins and everything, God bless its little socks, it's doing its best before it keels over, is the fact that everything levels out, okay? I don't see too many guitarists just let every other guitarist use their $4,000 Les Paul, and so on. It goes like that, you know, that sort of stuff. And it's one of those things where, before I go on too much about this, it's one of these things that you work for it, it works for you. These are the UV1s, and what goes on with these is that they give you this wonderful sound. I've already tried them out, so this show is all about putting them on, and I'm also going to, rather than say Evans, 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 I'm also going to show you how to tune a drum and how to do it in quick, smart time. Usually when people ask me, how long does it take to change the skins up on Doris here, and I usually just say the word Friday. It's like this. Today it's going to be Monday, and there you are. So I hope you get something out of this show, and yeah, let's change Doris's skins.